The Battleface podcast is broadcast live on Fridays and Sundays, and we encourage you to come hang out and chat with Bard and Dare live. Now, prepare to declare attacks. You are entering the Battle Phase. Hello, everyone! You have entered the Battle Phase. It is I, the Midnight Bard, your favorite bard. And as always, I am joined by everybody's favorite co-host with the most ghosts, Derringer.
Why do Texans have so many pickup trucks? It's so they can fill it with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, like that, what's it called? 3-ton pickup carries a whole lot of Dr. Pepper. Mm-hmm. Joining us also are two of our best friends in the whole world, in the world, though, as the Raven Dreams.
Hello.
And the Ziggy Bot.
I cut myself trying opening a banana. Let's go.
Yes, it's a good way to start the day. Cut yourself open, like, instead of the banana. I was about to ask you, like, why you were, we did ask you why you were using a sharp object to cut a banana open, but I've done that too, honestly. I just kind of like...
The funny thing is, it wasn't, I tried opening without any object. I just cut it. So there are two sides of a banana. Mm-hmm. There is the side that is hanging on, and there is this other thing. I tried using the method that the monkeys used to open the banana, and somehow I cut myself trying it.
Well, I hope you heal fast. I don't know what to say to that. So
banana was tasty.
So guys, we invited you on the show today to do some show and tell. Each of you has chosen a topic, and you will present on this topic, and then following your presentation, we will have a little question and answer round at the end of it. Where each of us get to ask you a couple of questions regarding the topic that you just presented on, and you basically try to sell us this thing that you talked to us about today is what we're doing.
So you basically invited us to experience the worst time of our life, high school, to do a full-ass presentation in front of a audience. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not ready. Help.
Well, it's sad that you're not ready because you're first.
No.
But that's exactly right. I kind of figured, hey, let's give everybody some flashbacks of like presenting in front of people in high school. And that's what we're here for. So, first up, Ziggy, are you ready?
Yes. Here.
Okay, then, here we go. Click. You are presenting on The Raid.
The Raid.
Yes. Well, let me know when you want me to change slides. Your presentation is live.
Hype myself up.
Okay.
So today, guys, I wanna introduce you to one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
In my opinion, one of the best action movies of all time. It's called The Raid. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna super simply tell you the plot of the movie.
Okay.
Of the movie, The Raid. Also known amongst the Americans, not me, not Derringer, but the other ones, the Texas ones.
The other ones?
The Raid. Redemption follows a rookie, Brimbo Prama, who joins a 20-man squad led by a sergeant, Jaka, for a raid. See, name drop, The Raid. See? Perfect. Of an apartment block in an attempt to arrest the crime lord, Tama. I'm gonna butcher that name, but... As the SWAT team traverse the lockdown building, they face an army of goons. So this is basically the plot of the whole movie. Movie is great. It's also on Amazon. Okay, next slide.
Next slide.
So, The Raid was directed by Gareth Evans. I don't know if this name is familiar to you guys, but Gareth Evans is, I would say, a stunt coordinator, his main job, but also a director. So you will clearly see it in the movie because he understands the stunts. It's an Indonesian action thriller that stars Iko Uwais, and here is why it's undoubtedly one of the best action movies ever. And we're gonna start with the first point of the next page, if you could
Next page.
go to the next slide.
Mhm.
In this movie, it showcased Indonesian martial arts. The movie by itself, it's jam-packed with variety of different martial arts. We got gunfights, we got kickboxing, boxing, we got freaking Jackie Chan style throw a freaking chair against the enemy. A lot of hand-to-hand combat. But the main focus is Indonesian fighting martial arts, and especially the pancak silat. Pancak silat is that thing that you see on the picture with the karambit knives. And it's a lot of fluid movement, very fast, and it's kind of underrated as a movie martial art. We often see boxing, kickboxing, Thai boxing, but silat, never. Fighting with knives, especially. Then we go to the next slide.
Next slide.
It is action non-stop. I quickly summarize the plot. That's the whole explanation. We have a storyline that starts with no drama, no love stories, no nothing. It's just pure tension, pure anticipation. We have a little bit of flashbacks here and there, but the whole time when you're watching this movie, you're tense, you hungry for more, because every second there is action non-stop. We got fighting scenes, we got freaking jump scares, we have tension in between. What happened to our main character? Oh no, this guy died. Why? No. And that's funny thing is that the squad team that enters the apartment is soldiers, the SWAT team. They're kind of OP. They have equipment, all that sorts of stuff, right? Ammunition, assault rifles, but they get destroyed by goons. Simple goons. Simple, quote-unquote, junkies. And the way how they lose is so fascinating. Extremely with the constant attacks from all sorts of corners. Underneath the floors, through the walls, from the roof. You don't even know what happens next. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
That's probably my favorite thing about this movie. Since the director is a stuntman himself, he knows what it has to be done in a good action movie. So he likes to use hyperkinetic cinematography. Basically, he pays attention to the moves that are happening on screen, so the people that are watching feel immersed in the movement. So he will go around the action scene. You will see how the kick connects. You will see how the punches connect. You will even see how a freaking grenade explodes and the splitters fly everywhere. He follows the person non-stop, and that's just amazing to see, in my opinion. Because a lot of the times, if you remember, action movies, they are shot stationary, so they don't follow main character. We have a camera pointing one way, action happens somewhere behind the walls and people fly around. We don't see anything. We need to imagine, but with him, we see everything. Yeah, we can go on the next page.
Okay, next page.
Another thing, which is fun, soundtrack. The soundtrack for the action scenes is always important, in my opinion. And here we have music that supports the scenes that are happening on the screen. If it's, for example, a darker moment where our main character is losing hope, we have music that supports it. Or when we have action happening on screen, we have music that hypes us up, gives us freaking gym music to pump the action. We have music that also have build-up or fast-paced music. We have Linkin Park. We have Green Day, which is kind of strange.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And that's important in fighting scenes, that you have music that kind of keep on going, you know? that's a point that I like. And we can go actually to the next page at this point.
Next
Because
page.
I don't want to talk too much about certain points because no spoilers. What I like about this movie is that the performance from everyone in the cast is top notch. The reason for that is everyone in the cast has a martial arts background. Majority of the people who play in those movies are also stuntmen. This is our main protagonist. Iko Uwais, he plays Rama. He is a stuntman, fight coordinator, and martial artist. So you can imagine that the fights are going to be top notch. Also, the supporting cast members are also fight choreographers and martial artists. So everyone knows what they're doing. They do it in such a clever way that we don't even know that is professionals. As everyone gives top notch performance. No matter if it's an old dude, a young dude, a small dude, it was chunky dude, everyone gives their all in. Yeah, we can go to the last page.
Last page.
You're probably wondering, so is this movie good? In my opinion, yes. And the reason why is super simple. The story flows really well with sinister overtones and things going from bad to worse. Teetering between doom and victory. The fights are superhuman, making really good use of camera angles and top-rate fight choreography. Yeah. Any questions?
Question and answer round time.
Yeah, we can go to the next page, actually.
So
Okay, that's kind of fucked up. Why is it so? Okay, Q&A.
Okay, so as far as questions go, like you mentioned that a lot of the actors are also stuntmen. Have we seen them in other movies? Like, do you know other movies that they've been in?
My recent Mortal Kombat one, then Expendables, Ong Bang, a lot
Okay.
of.
I know Ong Bak.
I believe even
You should
in
know the Expendables too. Like that was a really good one.
then in
This one
what's
with
it
like
called?
The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fast and the Furious, and if I'm not mistaken, in Monster Hunter. So they are also mostly working behind the scenes as stuntman coordinators. They don't appear on screen, but they are extremely well known in Indonesia, for example, or in Japan and China. So they also work with Jackie Chan and so on.
Does the movie have an English dub?
Yes.
Okay, so
actually, what I can also tell, this movie has a second part. I don't like it, even though the action is extremely well. But for me, it's a little bit fantasy-like. They lost kind of the realism a little bit because there is, for example, enemy who's so good at throwing baseballs that he's able to throw a freaking iron baseball and that can destroy walls and so on. I was like, oh, that's a little bit too much. But yeah, you have dubbed and subbed, but I suggest watching it sub.
Okay, and I guess I have one more question. Is let's see. I forgot what my question was.
It was a good question. Good question.
Yeah.
It's extremely gory, so it's plus 18 movie. So,
I see. Actually, that's what my question was. It was okay. So, you like the movie because of its hyper gritty realism regarding its action, right? So, like,
yep.
Something that kind of brought to mind whenever you mentioned it was like that's one long hallway scene in like Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. If you like the old boy, the hallway scenes and Daredevil hallway scene, that's basically the whole ass movie. Instead of a hallway, it's a whole ass apartment building. So it's insane. And the funny thing is, the main protagonist, majority of the time, doesn't have ammunition for the guns, so everybody uses freaking Kalashnikovs, and he uses 2 sticks to fight a bunch of goons away in the perfect way.
Well, I like the sound of it. Anyone got any other questions for Ziggy?
I really like the bringing back the old anxiety of, oh shit, I could have put that in my PowerPoint. Oh fuck, I didn't say anything about that in my PowerPoint. Oh god damn it, my PowerPoint sucks.
But if you have questions in the chat, feel free to drop them at any point, and I will ask them as soon as I see them. But other than that, anyone else? Anything for Siggy?
How are you doing today, Siggy?
I'm good. How about you?
Other than the banana thing.
Yeah, the banana thing. Yeah, the banana thing, man.
All right. Well,
Yep.
thank you for presenting, Ziggy. And well done, excellent presentation. And I guess Raven, are you ready?
Who?
Yes. I've already loaded yours up. Let's talk lo-fi.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
So,
God,
going-
this looked professional too.
Yeah, his looked really good. I was like, oh man, mine looks nothing like this. Holy cow.
Does it? Because I have never used Google Slides, so I'm just all like, there we go. That's a format.
It's super simple. Like, yeah.
Like, I've used PowerPoint, but this just felt totally different. Okay, so moving on from action craziness, we're going to talk lo-fi, obviously. So, hello, everyone. I'm Raven. Go back to the previous slide, please. I was not done with my introduction. Thank
Sure
you.
did. Absolutely.
Give me the clicker bar. You don't get to do this.
Man. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raven, and today I want to talk to you all about something that isn't just music to your ears, but also a visual and emotional experience, lo-fi music. You see, lo-fi is not just a genre of music, it is a vibe, a whole mood, if you will. So, I would like to explain to you how lo-fi is a sanctuary for your senses. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
So, let's dig a little bit deeper. What is lo-fi all about? To start, lo-fi actually stands for low fidelity, but it is so much more than just sound. It's also a visual, it is also the emotions, it is an aesthetic. You have calming beats paired typically with colorful anime images, loops of rainy window panes, visuals of wind rustling the leaves of trees. It is, in a sense, the whole package. A blend of soothing sights and sounds that create a bubble of comfort around you. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
So, a brief history. Lo-fi music, specifically lo-fi hip-hop, because that's the most known most known subgenre, originated within the underground beat-making hip-hop scene of the early 2000s, particularly after the advent of the Roland SP303 or 404, or on the screen there is actually a capture of the screen of the 505, which is another... the word eludes me. It's a device that's used to make the music. They actually had lo-fi processors. That's kind of where it all started. They actually had a button that was labeled lo-fi prior to lo-fi being a big thing. This button pushed the audio through bit reduction and adjusted the sampling frequency, which basically made it sound a little rougher around the edges, less straight, less clean, which is kind of what started the sound. No, word is gone. It's basically what started the whole idea of the sound of lo-fi. Dropping the fidelity of the music, dropping the quality to something lower than what it is, and using that as the sound. The overall creation of music that is known as lo-fi is best attributed to the Japanese musician, and I'm going to butcher his name, unfortunately. I think it's Nujabes. It's his actual name. It's backwards though. So, he was known for incorporating elements of hip hop, soul, and jazz with some down tempo and ambient sounds. So it was very down-tuned, slowed down with ambient sounds in the back. However, the worldwide popularization of lo-fi came to fruition in 2013 when YouTube started allowing live streams. Hey, look at that.
Woo.
On their site. I didn't know that's only been 10 years. That's crazy to me.
That is pretty wild.
Chilled Cow is probably the most well-known lo-fi station. They have the whole Study With Me 24/7, the lo-fi girl on the screen there. They're the most well-known for this. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
So, the features of lo-fi music are what make it so great and so appreciable. Anyways, so as I've said, it's a full sensory comfort experience, but what actually goes into making it? There are a lot of instruments, such as soft pianos, light percussion, gentle guitar, some string instruments. There's also extra touches like the sound of rain, cafe chatter, distant echoes of a train, things like that. These elements all come together in a slow to mid-tempo dance that make it a perfect backdrop for everything from studying, working, vibing out, doing nothing. Fun fact, a lot of lo-fi music actually is put together at a 60 to 90 beats per minute to match a resting heart rate.
Ooh.
So, next slide.
Next slide.
The crux. Comfort. So here's the million-dollar question. Why is it so comforting, aside from what I just mentioned? We've all had those days where the world just feels like it's way too much, and that's where lo-fi can come in. It is like an oral comfort food, if you will. It's not just the beats or the melodies, it is the entire aesthetic of what you are listening to, the video you are seeing. The low beats per minute, as stated, sync with the resting heart rate, while the visual elements can create this tranquil, colorful world that you can escape into. So, imagine this. It's been a rough day, you hit play on a lo-fi track, and it feels like stepping into a warm bath with candles lit around you. The stress starts to melt, your thoughts become clearer, and it's just a sanctuary for your mind and your senses. Simply put, it allows us to escape. And then finally, next slide,
Last slide.
the conclusion. So, there you have it. Lo-fi music is more than just a playlist. It is a refuge. It is a whole vibe. It is, as stated, an aesthetic. Yes, there's spaces between those letters for a reason. That's the aesthetic, right? That's what you see on the lo-fi videos. Whether you're studying, working, or just trying to take a break, the music, the sounds, the overall sanctuary engages all of your senses. So, the next time life feels like a pressure cooker, remember that lo-fi has your back. Hit play and let those soothing sounds wash over you. Step into a world where your comfort is most important. And let's be honest, who couldn't use a little more comfort in their lives? Thank you.
Damn.
Way to go, Raven. Did you have note cards out of curiosity? I feel like you did.
Yeah, no, I have. I that's why there weren't many words in my slides. I took the what I wanted to say and put them on a doc.
Oh, well, you
Yeah.
took the exact opposite approach that I did, because literally my entire words are on the slides. I'm told that we're having a trouble with the chat. It looks like people are trying to chat, but it's not coming through.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah, it is the case that for some reason, like the, what do you call it? The stream itself is actually doing really well on my end, like both on OBS and on YouTube. So I'm sorry if you guys are trying to chat at us and you can't get through, but just let it be known that we see you and we appreciate you.
It also can help if you reload the page. Depending on which browser you use, plus YouTube introduced this new thing. If you have ad block on, they like to mess around with the browser, since YouTube doesn't allow ad blocks anymore.
At the beginning, I was having issues with the chat, like I mentioned to you guys, but I refreshed and it seems like it's working now. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear all of that. Do we have any questions for Raven on his excellent presentation?
Yes.
All
So
right.
Is the lo-fi girl?
yes.
I don't believe she has a name other than Lo-Fi Girl. I know there was some controversy around her at one point where they tried to do a depression and like a depression awareness thing where she broke down and cried and disappeared from the video for a while, but I don't think she has a name.
I remember that.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
It was a weird controversy. It was a weird way of doing it, but it had a good message.
There was what, a week or so that she was just gone, and everybody was like, "Where'd she go? Where'd she go?"
Right.
Yeah, but what's her name?
I don't think she has a name, does she?
Name her.
Cindy.
Lo-fi girl
Cindy.
name. It's Richard.
Okay, let's go with Richard.
Let's go
I
with
have a
Richard.
question.
Yes.
Siggy, you had a question?
Yeah. So, there are a lot of lo-fi music channels, right? Not only the girl, we have the boy, we have the Ghibli panda singing lo-fi. Which one of those channels you prefer more? Do you more the original lo-fi girl, or do you like the other ones too?
So, of those, I would say the original Lo-Fi Girl, but I actually have a strange favorite Lo-Fi channel, which is Ill-Advised Records.
Oh,
His stuff isn't quite as relaxing as normal Lo-Fi because he has a lot of like Halloween and horror aesthetics.
yeah.
So, that's actually my favorite one, but I didn't think it'd be good to talk about horror aesthetics with Lo-Fi and talking about it being relaxing.
I mean, can be.
True.
I mean, whatever relaxes you, relaxes you.
I personally
Yeah.
prefer like low beat anime soundtrack, lo-fi anime soundtracks. I've done those before.
I like the old like Nintendo chill stations that used to exist before Nintendo took most of them down.
Yeah. Like
Those were
actually,
fun.
lo-fi Pokemon is actually one of my favorite go-tos, just because like, hey, they're recognizable. I know them, and like the lo-fi does in fact make them more relaxing.
Yep, the Pokemon and Legend of Zelda are my go-to because I love the Legend of Zelda soundtrack as lo-fi.
Yeah. Let's see.
I just had like a random intrusive thought, and I now am the proud knowledge owner that Nickelback lo-fi does indeed exist.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Nickelback lo-fi. I need to find this.
Oh wow! I cannot wait to hear what's it called? Rockstar lo-fi. Yikes!
Photograph.
Look at this
lo-fi mix.
photograph.
Oh god.
That's a guy.
King of Canadian Hill states that he is a big fan of the Blade Runner lo-fi stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
That-
kind of like the synthwave mixed with lo-fi kind of stuff.
Yeah. The synthwave is actually kind of one of my favorite music genres. It's kind of like the
Same.
whole aesthetic of this channel because of it. But yeah, like
You know what? There
Yeah.
is also Souls and Chill, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Lo-Fi album.
interesting. Oh, so there's a whole variety of genres revolving around this.
Oh my goodness, I need to listen to that later on. Holy shit. Damn.
Hero slowed down with reverb. Why does Chad Kroger sound like a demon?
Oh, this has opened so many rabbit holes to go down now.
Yes.
But other than that, I guess one of my questions is like, you seem to be really, really knowledgeable about all the intricate details, such as like the different filters that you'd have to run a sample through to make it lo-fi, Raven. Is this something you did research on for this presentation, or did you just happen to know it?
I did research.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Raven
no,
is
so
the lo-fi girl.
he is one of those, I see.
He
I
did
have-
the assignment. Oh, wow.
I did. That's the thing, because I was like, all right, if I have to do this, if it's going to be a damn presentation, which I didn't know until this like Friday. Barb.
Oh, I do have to like take a moment to apologize because I was just batting 1,000 with this episode where I was like, I told Siggy what we were doing and I didn't tell him when. And then I told Raven, but like I didn't tell him that he had to do a PowerPoint presentation. So,
Right.
and then I didn't tell you when either. So I mean, I'm just like, wow, I am just killing it with this.
No, it's all good.
And
Like I said,
then yesterday at like 4 in the morning, I get a text message. Hey, do you have a PowerPoint? Siggy and Raven already have theirs. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck do you mean? Do I have a PowerPoint? Oh shit, that's the thing I'm supposed to do, isn't it?
Lady Spookaria joined us. Hello, Lady
Yeah,
Spookaria.
that's so funny.
Yeah, so like I'm just terrible about collabs because I tell everyone like, "Hey, you want a collab?" And it's like, "Yeah, cool, dude." And then I just never tell them when or what they need to do or anything. I'm just
I thought you
like,
said a cola. I would love a cola.
I would love a cola. Colas are great.
That's so funny still.
So I apologize, guys, but like, thank you for like getting back to me as quickly as you did. That was.
You're good. I was just messing with it. I wasn't
All good,
actually
all
calling
good.
you out. But No,
I
I
was
was.
calling you out, though.
He was- yeah, Dare
I'm
was.
100% calling you out. And when you see my PowerPoint presentation, you will see why I called you out, because I put it together at like 3 in the morning, dead tired, and I was like, I don't even fucking know what to do this about.
Yeah. Well, your PowerPoint presentation was definitely something to look at. There is all I gotta say about it.
I used the print screen button a lot, and then the skipping tool button a lot. So
Alrighty, but any more questions for Raven regarding lo-fi?
how's your day doing?
pretty good. I put together a video while listening to some lo-fi music.
Nice.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I guess Dare, are you ready?
No.
Great, because here's your slideshow, and it says why Dota is better than whatever Siggy and Raven said.
It's true. It's true. I thought we were competing. I thought I was supposed to be saying why my thing is better than theirs, and then I was like, I don't even know what they're presenting on, so let's just go with it.
Let's go.
I don't even remember what the next slide is. Let's go to it.
Next slide.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, Dota's better than lo-fi music in an action movie because there's 121 characters you can pick from, all of which are highly customizable with cosmetic items that you can mix and match. Most of the characters are pretty easy to play, but they also have more difficult characters to play. Next slide.
Next slide.
Yeah,
This seems to be going over really well in the chat.
Customizable characters. Look at all the shiny items I had. I picked the one that looked the worst, just to show you that look, you can make them look hideous because shiny items. You go to the next slide.
Next slide.
Show you could customize your profiles too. Look at all the cool profiles that I got here. I had to censor the names so people don't get like randomly added, and you got a bunch of different profiles. Yeah, so it's great. This is way better than lo-fi music and action movie from Croatia. Next slide.
What's your deal with Croatia?
Okay.
So-
Next slide.
I don't even-
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at here. It's on your slide. It's on your presentation. What do you mean? What is this?
This is apparently just a screenshot I took while I was watching the International the other day. Look at the community. Look at all the Joels in chat.
Oh,
You can have Joel. You know who Joel is? It's
No.
a spinning fish. But I don't have better Twitch TV installed, so it just looks like a bunch of people are spamming Joel for some reason. Go to the next slide.
Okay.
I don't know why this was after that one, but yeah, it's Dota is one of the biggest esports ever. It's got a bunch of people that tune in every year for the International. There's probably 100,000 people watching the International right now on Twitch, and another 25,000 on YouTube. It also boasts some of the biggest prize pools in all of esports. And I think the next couple are just pictures of different internationals.
Of the prize pool, you mean? Because you did the next slide is
Oh.
literally like a graph.
Oh, okay. Fuck, yeah.
Look at this
I don't
photo
even-
graph.
Man, I should probably have pulled up the slideshow so I could have won along with you.
Mhm.
But I'm just looking at the stream because that's the best way to do it. Yeah, so as you can see, in 2021, the prize pool was at $30 million, and then we had 28 million, 20 million. So it gets up there. It's pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. You got to pay a lot of money to get the shiny items in the game, and then all the money goes to Gaben's pocket, and he's like, maybe you can have some for winning. And the next slide should be, I think, TI-15.
Yeah, the rest of it is internationals.
Nope,
Yes.
nope. That's not TI 15. That's TI 7.
Oh my god.
Yep. Next slide. Look at all the people.
Just writing questions for Dare as we go.
There's TI 15. That was a good year. I think China won that year. Next slide.
Okay.
I like the dude in
Yep,
yellow.
that's another people. Next slide.
Next slide. I think this is the last slide.
I was like, I don't even fucking know what this is. Yeah, if you don't want to play a MOBA, Dota has an arcade mode where you can make custom games. They have RPGs, tower defense, battle royales, and more. If you're familiar with the game Auto Chess, that was actually a game that was a Dota 2 mod from the arcade that people stole. Riot stole. I'm calling Riot out on stream.
Okay.
They stole it. TFT is a ripoff of Auto Chess.
So, any questions for Dare?
There, how you doing?
Yes.
I have a question for Dare. Why?
Well, see, you asked me if I had a presentation or a PowerPoint ready at like 4 a.m, and I just laid in bed with my phone suspended above my head, and I said, "What the fuck do you mean? Do I have a presentation, Bard?" And then you said Siggy and them had theirs, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
So I want to point out that Patience pointed out in the chat that the co-host didn't understand the assignment. Yeah, true. Secondly, we have.
Okay, I was going to ask you. I was literally going to ask you what the hell you meant and what I was supposed to do. But then I was like, I don't want him to think that I forgot. So I just winged it. And that's what happened.
Mercy.
You kind of overshot it. But it's still great.
Bro did the alternate assignment, and that's not fair. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a competition. I'm kind of.
How many points did I get? Can I ask that question?
I don't think that there was it was a competition initially. I think Dare made it into one, and somehow that's just where we're at now.
I feel like I deserve at least 30 points.
That said, there is a question that has been asked repeatedly in the chat there. That question being, are you okay?
Next question.
Would you like Ziggy to peel you a banana?
I don't want him to cut his finger off. No. Why would that?
Oh my god, I can't. I'm dying here.
I like how it was so wholesome and then Dare turned it into Warframe.
Yeah, into Warfare, yes. I agree.
I can't even read. Warfare.
Do we have any additional questions for Dare, out of curiosity?
I think I explained everything pretty well. I don't think there's any questions.
Oh, yeah. No,
Did you play today Dota?
I like how all of your slides were just like pictures. Like some of them had notes.
In red font. It's a lot of your enemies.
Well, that's rule number 20 is never let them anticipate your next move.
like butterfly sting, like a bee or something.
There, would you like a cup of tea? Dota is so much better MOBA than lo-fi music and customize and kill everything.
Am I not wrong?
You know what? I don't think lo-fi makes for a good MOBA. You are correct.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Exactly. The real question. Wait, guys. The real question: is there Dota lo-fi action movies out there?
I think there is Dota lo-fi actually.
But is there Dota lo-fi action movies? That if there isn't, there should be. Like, like imagine like battle scenes in Dota with the frenetic action of the raid set to lo-fi.
Chill lo-fi beats to Dota
With
2
salad
/ Relax
mayonnaise.
2. And then the very next one is Dota 2 RTZ lo-fi hip hop.
Lo-fi.
RTZ is the most unhinged professional. There's no.
We uncovered a new rabbit hole. Live on
Yikes.
stream.
Like action scenes set to lo-fi.
Oh my god.
Yeah, music does not match. I don't know.
I'm just saying I won. So
Yeah, I imagine. I actually feel bad for going last now because I'm like, well, mine is the most basic bitch out of all these presentations. Like, you guys use fonts and formats and pictures and stuff. I'm like, gosh.
this is literally high school all over again.
Yeah.
Like, there was a smart kid who did all of his research and put a really well thought out PowerPoint together.
I'm sorry.
And then there's the kid who he did his best job, and he did really good on his PowerPoint, and everybody was like, yeah, good job. There's the kid who didn't fucking pay attention the day before in class, and he's just like, yeah, we'll just throw some shit on the slide. And then there's Bard.
And then there's Bard, the kid who decided he.
Bard, are you the person that like sat in the back of the classroom with like crowns shoved up your nose, acting like a walrus?
Yes, but also.
Sniffing glue.
But also, I'm the guy who decided he didn't want to carry note cards, so I just wrote everything I thought onto the presentation. So, like, my slides look like walls of text. So,
I don't know if you're asking if I did the bare minimum, but I did less than the bare minimum.
And
I
he
don't know
still
if that's
passes.
possible.
Yeah, you
but
put it.
I did it.
Hold on just a second. Crawling out of my Snuggie. It started to get warm in here. Okay.
Crawling in my Snuggie. These
I wanna
PowerPoints, they
eat
will
my
not
nuggies.
heal.
Crawling in my Snuggie, eating all my Nuggies. I love it. So, I gotta ask, like, before we move on, any last questions for Dare?
I'm pretty sure I explained it pretty well. I don't think
It
there's
was
any questions.
perfect.
It
It was perfect.
How high in I don't know the ranking system. You didn't quite talk about that, but how high in the ranking system have you gotten as like your record?
Not high. I'm really bad at the game.
Oh, it's sad.
I've only played for like 8,000 hours though, so you don't really expect people with that much
Yeah.
time to be
Yeah,
good.
you're still
They
like
get
novice level.
good until they reach 2,000 hours in the
Like
game.
imagine like the time you played Deathslinger on stream,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's every game.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're like, oh, I was blindfolded, guys, but come on, we know you weren't.
I literally was. But okay, that's cool.
Uh,
Anyways, okay, I don't have any more questions.
Okay, in that case, I hope you guys are ready for the most basic bitch presentation of all time.
The pumpkin spice, bro.
Yeah, with my Uggs on, exactly. So I'm presenting on Kaguya-sama: Love is War. It's an anime.
Ooh.
Actually,
Will you sing this song for us?
I don't even know the lyrics, but it sounds to me like it goes like, "Oh, love me, Mister. Oh, Mister." Yeah, it's a really good one. But I'm actually presenting kind of like a hybrid between the anime and the manga. This one actually very quickly became one of my favorites, and it introduced me to a whole new genre of anime and manga. Because up until I watched this one, I was pretty strictly like a battle shonen guy, and this introduced me to like the rom-com slice of life side of anime that I actually started to enjoy quite a bit. So what is it? Kaguya-sama wa kokurasetai, which in Japanese roughly translates to Lady Kaguya wants him to confess, also known as Kaguya-sama Love is War in English, is a shonen manga by mangaka Aka Akasaka that ran from May of 2015.
Akasaka.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a funny name. I always thought that he did that on purpose. From May of 2015 to November of 2022. So it just very recently finished up. Though it can be classified as a romantic comedy / slice of life series, Kaguya-sama ran in kind of like the Shonen Jump circles with some very famous, Shonen titles such as like your Dragon Balls, your Jujutsu Kaisens and stuff like that. So side by side with them, which is weird, because here's all your battle manga, and next to it is like a rom-com. But we'll get more into that as we go. So the plot. It's set in a prestigious hoity-toity high school, basically, like a private high school for rich kids called Shuchin Academy. The story follows the titular Kaguya Shinomiya, who is a trillionaire, and her love interest, Miyuki Shirogane, who got into the school off of a scholarship because he's poor. So Lady Kaguya and Miyuki Shirogane, both of whom are down bad for each other. The problem is they are both too proud to admit this. They live under the unspoken presumption that life and love are a battlefield, and those who show weakness are inevitably conquered. So the characters here, it follows basically the student council of Shuchin Academy, which Miyuki, who happens to be the president, he's the poor guy who's there on scholarship, but he's a very diligent student, so he's kind of like genius level and works really hard. So he earned the respect of all the kids who are, class-wise superior to him, and he is now the student council president. His love interest Kaguya is his vice president, and we also have a couple of other characters, such as Yu Ishigami, who is Derringer, Chika Fujiwara, who is me, Miko Ino, and Kaguya's maid, Ai Hayasaka. So, besides these characters, there is one more character that exists in this series who is perhaps the best boy, and that's the narrator. The narrator is an omnipresent, omniscient figure in the Kaguya-sama manga and anime. He informs the viewers on what the characters are thinking and has knowledge on a wide variety of subjects, often explaining the different types of topics that the characters bring up. Depicted as a non-biased judge, he interprets the mundane deeds and actions as if they were impressive battle tactics. Picture a samurai who is like just super into battle, that's his jam, and he's narrating the way that these kids behave as if he's like dictating like the story of epic battles. That's what the narrator is, and he is hilarious. The comedy. Given their pride and unwillingness to lose the war that is love, Kaguya and Miyuki, both of whom are literal geniuses, embark on a non-stop back and forth of trying to trip, coerce, or otherwise tempt the other one to confess their feelings first. It's a battle of wills, of mind games and subterfuge as these two giant dorks struggle to achieve a goal that they both want and could easily achieve if they weren't so impossibly hard-headed. But it's not all love and war. Although the manga, and also anime, is primarily a comedy series, it doesn't shy away from tackling character drama and serious topics and dark themes. Between the mind games, Kaguya-sama finds the time to showcase a masterclass in character writing and delves into the topics of depression, classism, self-loathing, bullying, and broken homes. It'll have you in tears from both laughter and wholesomeness. The manga sports an ensemble cast of lovable characters, all of whom are incredibly well written and hilarious in their own unique ways, and a romance that has perhaps one of the best and most satisfying resolutions in all of anime. But that's not all. The anime series was received exceedingly well by fans, both long-time and casual viewers. And Kaguya-sama, from the time that it launched, has collected awards the same way that Bard collects Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, it is just every time there's an award to be taken, Kaguya-sama shows up and it takes it. The website My Anime List, for the longest time, has had one anime at the very tippy top, which has been Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Upon the release of the third season of Kaguya-sama, Kaguya-sama actually skyrocketed and took the first place from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for a couple of weeks.
Wow.
So it is exceedingly good. I cannot sing this anime's praises enough, and I actually think that that's my final slide. It is. So yeah, that is Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Are you gonna do the Chica dance?
I can do the Chica dance. I've watched that enough times to where I think I could do so.
Okay, you gotta record yourself doing that and upload it as a short.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Why not?
I actually never watched that anime or read the manga, so
Yeah,
Oh.
it is definitely one that I would recommend.
I won't cry. I'm not a crybaby, even though I hurt myself trying to open a banana. Yeah, I think it was fun. A lot of information to put in, a lot of text, two little pictures.
Right.
Disappointed. Disappointed.
Not
And
enough
you call
photo.
yourself an artist? Ay.
I do.
Are we playing judge? Are we
Minus
judging him?
points. Minus
See,
points.
like I said in the Discord, I would have put Bard's name on that first slide if I knew that he was presenting as well. But I thought he was judging
Oh no,
because
but
I thought it was a competition. That's the only reason why he like. That's because I didn't want you two to think, oh well, they thought that anime was good too. No, Bard was better than all of it.
I want to address a question from Patience in the chat. She asks, is it an ongoing series or is it all completed out? The manga has come to a conclusion. The anime series covers up to what is called the Dual Confessions arc, which honestly, like, if they decided to end the anime there, yes, because it is just this cathartic resolution that just, like, if you ever watch, like, if you're watching it, because a lot of anime has this tendency, especially when it's a rom-com, that drives me nuts, where they'll just keep the status quo for the longest time. The Dual Confessions arc actually does something that's unprecedented in rom-coms in anime, where they actually progress the relationship forward, and they do it in such a way that it's just like, it's hard to imagine anything topping that. So if they want to end it there, by all means. They have released a movie that covers the next 10 chapters after the end of the third season, and there is talk of a fourth season. However, nothing has been confirmed. From
Do you know which studio it makes? Is it MAPPA or is it a different?
It's A1.
Okay.
They
Then
make
that's
good
fine.
steak sauce.
Yeah, they also make good steak sauce. Yes.
Because if it would be MAPPA, then the new season would be taking quite a while to drop.
Yeah, A1 has actually done a pretty good job of putting out a new season each year, with season 1, I think, being like 2019, season 2 being like at the end of 2020, and season 3 being like 2021, 2022, somewhere in there. So if we are to get a season 4, probably next year. However, like, because there was a movie that was released afterwards, it's up in the air. Maybe not, So, yeah. Fun fact about the series, this is just like absolutely nothing to do with my presentation, but this is a series that occurred after the author tried to get his previous shonen title taken by Shonen Jump, and they just didn't give him like the time of day. Like, he actually like succeeded in getting some of it drawn, but he was canceled almost immediately. They were like, nah. And he was actually living paycheck to paycheck, like doing the very best that he could to meet rent. And then one day, he's just like, you know what? I'm tired of writing action. Why don't I just talk about like silly things like kids in love, And he accidentally met a Shonen Jump like editor in an elevator, and he pitched him the idea, and the rest is history. It made him a billionaire overnight. Millionaire, sorry.
Trillionaire.
Yeah. The
I mean, it's yen, so I wouldn't say millionaire.
Yeah. I think we did the conversion.
Wealthy.
I've shown this one to a friend before, and in the initial episode, they say that Kaguya is a trillionaire with a T. And I was like, okay, in yen, that's a trillion. How much is that in in dollars, and it was still a lot. You know, I don't remember what the exact conversion was, but I was like, okay, so yeah, it's still like, you know, basically like 1%, right? But yeah. So who wins?
I would say
I got curious as if, are there different flavors of A1 steak sauce? Or is it just the one flavor?
I'm pretty sure that they have like seasonal flavors, like, you know, your barbecue one, and like
Is there like a pumpkin spice A1 steak sauce?
I was gonna say pumpkin spice, yeah, you know, like
Well, it's from Premier Foods in the UK, so I don't. Do they
Wait.
have pumpkin spice in the UK?
A1 is from the UK.
Oh wait, no, it's it's from Premier Foods in the UK, and then also Kraft's Heinz, which is North America. So maybe I don't know.
Let's see. So
I'm doing more research on this than my slide.
Patience says we are all winners. Gamma says Dare wins, and Lady Spucaria wants us to fight it out. I think like classic style bare knuckle boxing.
I'm gonna destroy you all.
Yeah, well, you're the one that talked about a martial arts movie, so I assume you know a little something.
Yeah, kind of 8 years of MMA, so yeah.
Heinz has bistro au jus gravy.
I kind of think Derringer won this one.
I think
I
Dare.
concede to Dare.
I think Dare wins also, but I also think that, you know, given like his level of interest, he should have just presented on barbecue sauce.
I've honestly got like the brain of a dog, where if I see something like going off into the distance and it catches my attention, I'm trying my hardest to see if there's a different flavor of A1 steak sauce. And I'm now on Heinz's website and looking at all the different type of gravies that they have. They have pork gravy, turkey gravy, beef gravy.
Funny.
They have au jus.
Maybe the next time that we do one of these show and tell shows, that's what you should present on. You think? Maybe
They have habanero ketchup. I knew they had like jalapeno ketchup, but like habanero. They have ketchili, which is ketchup and chili.
Yeah, you guys seen like these mixes that they're coming out now, like mayo chup and like the rest of that stuff?
Mayo chup has been.
Yeah, those have been around for a while.
Have they? Because like
have-
I just now started seeing them in grocery store shelves.
Yeah, there's
They
mayo
have
chup,
mayo
mayo
racha.
must, mayo racha. There's also
Mayo racha.
mayo Q sauce.
You Americans
Mayo
are
cube's
weird.
good.
Yeah, trust me, Siggy. I know. Like, I know. Like sometimes I see things like, and I just don't understand. You know, like, but nothing's coming to mind right now. But I know that I've seen some mixtures before where I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand.
I'm taking a quiz for what's your next go-to sauce.
Jeez.
Oh
Dare,
my-
I expect your next one should be sauces. I
I
take part in this.
Same. Yes. I
It's only got
100%.
4 questions. What flavors do you savor? It's, go with sweet and tangy. Nutritionally, what sort of day is it? It's I don't care kind of day. What's your saucy occasion? Dinner.
Well,
How
now I'm
convenient do you want
curious.
your sauce. Shake and serve. Oh, I have to enter my information. Why do I have to enter my information for this?
Give them your credit card number, Dare, and your social. That's what they want.
That's so smart.
Yes, it's
Oh, I
it's
have to-
wonderful.
it's signing me up to get recommendation. They're gonna email me recommendations.
Oh God! Well, with that, we're gonna crown Derringer as the winner of today's presentation battle, guys. Y'all did fantastic. I am actually very excited to see like your presentations. I was very excited to see your presentations, and I am I'm humbled, and now I know that I have to step up my PowerPoint game because you guys just did excellently, and I was like, wow, mine is like wow. So
Yeah,
maybe
you guys need to step it up a bit.
yeah, maybe I need to
This
step
is
up my
the easiest
translations.
easiest win I've ever
Do
had.
more pictures. I don't know. But I've included the links to both Siggy and Raven in the description to this video. So if you want to check those guys out, I highly recommend both of them. They're excellent. And until before we leave, you guys got anything you want to say to the audience at all?
Yeah, until before we leave, thanks for all the people in the chat that showed up and was talking and chatting with us.
Yeah. Raven and Siggy, you guys got anything?
Well, I was kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
be like, oh, thanks, and then go through the people in the chat. But
I actually have something on the upcoming Saturday. There's gonna be a Among Us collab that I organizing.
Yay.
So if you guys wanna check it out, like mentioned, the links are down in the description below. But I wanna say thank you for inviting me. I had a lot of fun, even it was short notice. Side eye towards Bard, but
see,
I had a lot of fun.
I just
the thing about it being short notice is it shouldn't have been.
No, that's
Bart
true.
And I were discussing about this last month, and we had planned out this month last month.
Yeah, he's right.
And that's the thing I came up with. I contacted the person like immediately. I haven't gotten a response yet.
Well,
But
in all fairness, I contacted Raven and Siggy immediately too. I just didn't tell them when until last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No, it's fine. It's fine. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me.
yeah, of
And
course.
thank you
was a lot
for
of fun.
everybody who showed up.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, I have been the Midnight Bard, and this has been everyone else, Derringer, Raven, and Siggy. And until next time, adios.
No,
Later.
alligator.
so you can start talking about whatever because